Welcome to another week, another vlog, and a very wet week. And yesterday, a very stormy day yesterday. And I'm not a lover of thunderstorms. And I was here on my own, well, with the cat. She was giving me some support. We got through it. I don't like being on my own in a thunderstorm. Excuse the mess. I've been knitting, carrying on with the little loopy cardigan, which I'm now on the hood, which is the last part of it. And it's all done in sections. Even the button band is done separately. When I say separately, I mean it's like that. Like you've done the ribbon along the bottom and then you've got to work your way up the bottom button band. And see, that's sort of the way the yarn is patterning. But I thought it's going to be just too. I leave lots of long strands for sewing it together, but I think it's come out quite pretty, but I haven't sort of matched the pattern because it would have been quite difficult. So when I've got, say, like the front on, so then you've got some colour there, some colour there, when you turn it to the back it's not matching, so it's a bit sporadic, but I think hopefully it'll look nice. But it's with this pattern walk, with this sort of, it's just come out really, really pretty, really sort of summery, pretty, loopy cardigan. So the same with the sleeves. Sort of this one's got sort of more of the pattern here and the darker colour here. This one's got pattern here and pattern here. It's just the way it does it. And also when I'm doing this is where this is the button band. It sort of flipped it through, but I think it will look all right when it's all sewn together. And see, because that band there didn't have any, it's just the way it patterns itself out. So fingers crossed it looks okay when it's all put together, but it's all done in sections, so I'm now actually working on the hood part of it. So I was doing the I ordered 3 balls thinking, because, and also going by the pattern, it was telling you either 50-gram balls or 20-gram balls, and I was doing the smallest size, and it said depending on what double knitting one you were doing, 5 50-gram balls. So I thought, well, that's 200 grams and a 50, so I got 3 balls. That's going to be too much. I've only just started on. I've done the back, 2 fronts, the sleeves, and I've only just started on a new ball. So I'm going to be a ball over, but I'm sure I've just put it in my stash and then might be able to make something with it along the waysy ways. But yeah, it's a wet day, so not sort of in the garden or doing anything out there. I did manage, when I went over the cemetery today, I did see the odd, because they've got like a nice patch of oxeye daisies, I think I said last week. Did I say last week, or have I mentioned it? I don't even know if I mentioned it, but if I have mentioned it, sorry if I'm repeating myself. But sort of through the cemetery, just little dots of odd ones coming up, obviously where it self-seeded itself. So I thought, oh, I'll grab a couple and try and get the roots out as I'm walking. So I have managed to get some sprigs with bits of root on. So fingers crossed, because mine were so abysmal. I think I got 3 in the end out of a whole packet of seeds. 3. I think what's happened there is the soil was too rich, because it being a wildflower doesn't like rich soil, and I think that maybe that I should have put them in soil that wasn't as rich. So I think maybe that's been the issue there with that. But we'll see if the sprigs take, and then I can pop them in, which would help. But yeah, I would be nice to get next year eventually cornflowers and, you know, poppies. That would be nice in the little meadow bit there. Because I have got some areas in the meadow bit where there's sort of ant mounds, which the grass doesn't grow very well, and I think that might lean itself quite well to maybe putting in some poppies, and because they like disturbed ground, don't they? And the ants have disturbed the ground, so I might get some seeds if I can and just scatter them on and see what happens. I mean, they're annuals, aren't they, poppies? Whereas oxeye daisies are perennials. I don't know. It was all new. This little patch of wild meadow was a last minute, so we hadn't really planned. It was just a spur of the moment. We're not going to cut that bit there and we're going to let it go into a wild meadow. So even though I bought oxeye daisy seeds, it wasn't particularly for in there. So, next year if we keep the meadow, then I can plan a bit more forward with putting poppies and cornflowers and, hopefully getting some established oxeye daisies. But so I've been, because the knitting buggers have well and truly bit me back now, I've kind of got this old passion back from days of old, because I used to knit when I was younger, and back then, you sort of, oh, you're an old granny knitting, but I did used to knit and enjoy knitting and crochet. But I've seen another nice another summer top, sort of like wraparound style. So I thought I've really seen a nice peach coloured yarn that I'd like to do it in. So that would probably be my next project. I bought a pair of, it was in a sale in Morrison's. They only had the larger size, and I thought, well, they're like a pull tight string thing, and I'm a 12 and they were a 16, and I thought, well, it pulls in, it'd be fine. No, they absolutely drowned me. But I've got a pair of loose fitting trousers that I might use as a template to adjust those so they fit better. So that might be an up and coming project. And also needle felting, obviously, which I haven't done any of, but I'm not getting mad at myself over it. That's just the way it rolls. I keep seeing a pattern for a project bag, because I'm using just this little tote bag that my son bought me back from when he went to Montenegro. This is from, with the little cat on the bike with his milk and his French baguette in his basket. I just love it. Love it. So I've been using that as my little knitting bag, but I would like to make myself a nice project bag. So I may do that. I'm not saying I'm going to, because a lot of the time at the moment the knitting gets done, but a lot of the time nothing else does. But a project bag would be nice. Oh, I was meant to increase a stitch at the end of that fourth row. Let's just take that back. Make a stitch. As I say, this is for the little baby, because it's very, very tempting to just knit so much for the baby There's only so much one baby can wear, so I don't want to knit, you know, too much for her. I knitted the cot blanket for the baby, and I knitted the first little hoodie that I did. This is the second little hoodie in quite summery colours. But this pattern doesn't start from newborn. It starts from an 18-inch, which isn't newborn, is it? 16-inch, is it, for normal newborn? But she's coming up for 2 months old. That's just gone so quickly. She's 2 months old on the 6th. She was born on the 6th of April, I think she was. Yeah, 6th of April. So Saturday, 2 months old already. Time waits for no man. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. I got these beads. Look at those. If you can see the way these. Can you see that? The way that shines. No, my camera doesn't. Well, anyway, they're really beautiful orange. I don't know, what does that say? Joe James. Joe James is. Who's Joe James when he's at home? Let's have a look. I'm just going to look it up. Joe James Jewellery. Joe James Jewellery made with love in Devon. Oh, yeah. So it's Joe James Jewellery from Devon. Never heard of them before, but it's all this sort of beautiful beads. It's just got sort of plays with your eyes. Right, so I will pop back a bit later on, or tomorrow, when I'm probably got to do a bit of. I haven't got to do anything. That's the thing, isn't it? Needle felting. Get you in a bit. I'll end the vlog here, so please like, comment, subscribe and all that colourful stuff. Until next time, happy crafting, take care, bye for now.